Good morning and welcome to the Big Bounce Back. I am Kim Polk, the founder of Good to Great Counseling and Mindset Transformation. And this is the channel where we challenge you to bounce back from adversity and come back from a setback. And this is session number 30. And we are still cooking with gas. Well, I hope you all had a wonderful week. And I did. I spent some time with family. As always, that's a great time. Well, today I want to talk about something that relates to what's coming up on the horizon. Yes, we're getting ready to go back to school. I know you don't want to talk about it yet, but I want to let some of this that I say today sink in as we get our mind ready to go back into these schools. The title of this session is simply Educators Make the Difference. Educators make the difference. Now, before I get started, I have some classmates out there looking at me saying, "What? You're talking about this?" Yes, I am. Because, I was the class clown as a senior. But there's nothing to clown about today when it comes to our education. Now, I know teachers, we face, and I say we because although I happen to be a student initiative trainer, I still consider myself an educator because I still go into schools and teach about mental health and the effects of bullying. Well, I know we face issues like, discipline problems, problems with administration. I could go on and on. I wrote a couple of them down. The heavy workload, lack of parental involvement, like all these things that we deal with. Mental health concerns, trauma, I understand that. But today I came to tell you that we need to focus on the why. The why we get in our cars, crank them up, and point them toward an institution of higher learning. Why? What is it all about? I'll tell you what it's all about. It's about empowering these students. It's about inspiring, fulfilling our passion, our dream. I mean, we all have a purpose why we're doing what we do. Yeah, to enhance the lives of our students. You know, I was watching a show called Rock Nation. There's a pastor named Pastor McClure. In his background, he has love God, love people, make a difference. Absolutely. That's what it's all about. Yes. The impact that we have on these students out here. You know, everything starts with love. I believe if we take good care of ourselves, yes, self-care is important. And we go out there with a sound mind to influence and make the lives of our future generation better. Yeah. We also have to stay away from negative people. People that are talking about students in a bad manner, talking about administration. Okay, cool. Yeah, I know. But we need to stay with people that speaking life into the situation. Speaking life over these children. Yes, I know sometimes the discipline can be quite a challenge. But we have to also know we don't know where this student came from, what's going on, what trauma they have dealt with. We don't know these things. The word is compassion. Yeah. So I want you to always, when you go in these classrooms, focus on the why you do and we do what we do. And just love. Because love is the catalyst that sets the ball moving in everything that we do. Now, I want to tell you a story. I always have a story, but this one sits right here. And if I ever feel teacher burnout or anything, I always remember this story. Once upon a time, I was a mental health liaison for Renaissance Charter School at Central Palm. Well, there was a student that was struggling with his sexual identity. Yeah. And he used to come to my office. Oh, it got bad. He would isolate himself from the other students. He was having trouble at home because his parents could not accept his life choice. It got to the point where he became suicidal. So, long story short, I had to Baker Act this student. When he came back, he would stop by the office from time to time. And after a while, we would have those talks to help build himself up. Yeah, so he started having friends and just really flourishing at the school. Well, during Teacher Appreciation Week, the students were giving the teachers index cards with what they love about them. But I didn't get many of those because I was a mental health liaison, not necessarily a teacher. But this student came in my office and handed me an index card. I'm going to try to tell this without crying because it always still hit close to home. It said, "Dear Mrs. Polk, I want to thank you." He also said that he wished I was his mother. But that wasn't the point that hits me right here. When he said, "Thanks for keeping me alive." Yeah. Thanks for keeping him alive. Well, it wasn't me. It was the God working through me. But I hope y'all can see the impact that we have as educators out here in these streets. Yeah. So I want you to take these things and let it sink in. And as we go forth and bounce back into the schools after our summer, just keep in mind the why that we are there. And it should supersede any negative thoughts that we allow to creep up in our head space. Whew, had to exhale. All right. So as always, we have a quote and a scripture. Yes. And the quote for the day is, "The beautiful thing about learning is that no one can take it away from you." Let that sink in. The beautiful thing about learning is that no one can take it away from you. And that's by no other than the legendary B.B. King. That's right. That's his quote. And the scripture for the day is simple but very impactful and very big. Let all that you do, or let all that you be, well, let me get it out right. Whew, still a little shook up from my story. Let all that you do be done in love. 1 Corinthians 16:14. Let all that you do be done in love. 1 Corinthians 16, verse 14. All right. As we go back into these schools, educators, as we send our students into these schools, parents, as we sit in these seats, students, always remember the whys. All right. Until next wonderful Wednesday, y'all know the challenge. The challenge is to bounce back.